City Hall is ours.
Hey, keep going! You cannot stop us!
They can't stop us.
Put your signs up.
Signs? Views aren't supposed to be wild. They're supposed to take their medication. Alex, have you taken their medication then?
Yes, I have
Big
that
Brother's watching.
oppositional defiance disorder.
You're bucking the system, young man. You must be an agent provocateur.
Yeah, I had people literally say that to me at this protest.
You show too much passion.
Yeah.
Here comes the man.
Randy Leonard, right there, everybody. There's Randy Leonard. As we speak, our petition to all five city council. I want to thank everybody for coming. Can you tell us what's the best way we can ally with you to prevent Portland from rejoining the JCC? There have been a lot of emails coming, and everyone feels good. Especially when they're very thoughtful. They are well received. I actually have been a lot here. Who's pushing? Who wants to join ATTF? Who wants to join? 100% saying stay. Who on the council wants? Yeah. Who wants? I'm not gonna stand here and speak for everybody else. I don't support it. I'll stay for it. I don't. And I'm elected on my own. If you want to have somebody else call in there.
Randy, should Top Off 4 have took place here in Portland that was led by the CIA and other internationalists that ran that terror group, that terror drill?
Yeah, wow.
That connects to this.
Wow.
Do you support Top Off 4 or the helicopters that fly over Portland?
What the line?
Do you support the military surveillance of Portland ongoing right now?
I know you're familiar with the School of the Americas. Yeah. There's been a big protest to get that shut down. Then finally Congress passed something to shut it down, but then right away they restarted it as SOI under a different name. I think the important thing for us to say is that even if Portland doesn't officially rejoin the Joint Terrorism Task Force, we don't want it to rejoin some Joint Terrorism Task Force by a different name. You know, it's not, so I think that's an important thing. That whatever other compromise proposal with the FBI, we don't want to have Portland police operating under FBI jurisdiction.
I don't know anything about it. Why do we know about it?
You're city council.
Is there anybody else who
No,
has a
you need
question?
a. Why won't you talk about Top Off 4? Have you been threatened by the FBI? Have you been threatened?
I will. Let's go outside and I'll talk about it out there because there are people trying to work in the bill. Let's go outside. Quick question. In my life, I like to win, not just get Let me ask you a quick question. If you give me a choice between irritating somebody and winning my points, I want to win.
Why don't you get in line and deal with everybody else who can't when they say? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do that, boy? Why don't you sit there like a dog and you speak when you're allowed, when you're called upon? You can't be a radical in Portland.
I've got the power. All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Bill, let's go ahead and get the DV cam tape ready. Again, let's take your phone calls on this. We need like some, you know, Jeopardy theme here. People think like, what's that phone number again? 5.
It's been the same.
It's been the same. Okay, Bill, DV cam, let's go ahead and roll it. This is some additional footage of talking to the shadow mayor, as I like to call him, outside City Hall, 31011.
We have the votes.
Well, it doesn't really matter for winning. The people that really have the money don't want to hear it.
Yeah, even if we don't pass that through, we still have a lot of tyranny.
Thank you for your time, sir.
I'm raising my hand like it's school.
Thank you. Thank you.
You said you didn't know what Top Off 4 was?
I didn't. I've heard of it, but I don't know these details you're asking me.
Look, I'm not going to be attacking you. I just want to provide clarity.
Okay.
Let's do clarity. I'm not
Okay.
attacking Randy Leonard.
Okay.
I'm getting clarity that Randy Leonard doesn't know about Top Off 4, wasn't involved in the details of it.
I wasn't.
Are we correct?
Yep.
Okay, let me ask another question, and we'll just move on.
Okay.
Are you not aware of the helicopter surveillance over Portland? The front page of the Oregonian, black helicopters here. Navy Special Warfare Unit, MH6 Littlebird choppers. They're
sorry, I
doing
missed
surveillance.
And foreign troops.
Gave them authorized them live fire to drop men on buildings, these buildings in downtown Portland. This is the point and why I feel it's relevant to this conversation of the Joint Task Force, is that it's already happening. It's already been going on, the surveillance.
Very related.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. We wanted to know why.
It's not a 9/11 thing when you said that earlier.
But the mayor continues to have discussion with the U.S. Attorney's Office on the conditions.
Yeah, we are
of
sharing the
out
space,
of the
buddy.
JTF.
Yeah, we are.
Everybody here knows that you're not. So
Yes,
like,
we do.
Everybody here knows that you're not. Dude, we're people just like you.
Are you gonna put
kidding
this on
me?
the air? I'm trying to spread my
The mayor-
All right.
the mayor-
All right.
I'm not making money. I'm
A lot of colorful debates there.
Totally judgmental. You're trying to divide us. We want
Yeah,
to ban each other.
It was certainly very odd mindset of some of the people there. They were.
They
I don't
don't
know
want
if
us
it was-
bringing up those issues.
No,
Like,
yeah.
no, let's keep it down to JTTF. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just say they don't join the JTTF. Are we no longer going to see strange craft over our cities? It's now announced, folks. Unmanned drones over American cities. Unmanned drones in Central Oregon. Surveillance over Portland, Oregon. Foreign troops operating on U.S. soil to police you when it hits the fan. Every single day we see more reports of this, and we're told, relax, relax. Take your vitamins, take your medication. Just relax. Watch the UFC. Watch the girls on TV and the big
NCAA.
boobs. Just watch more TV. Just relax. Don't get concerned about these things. These are only historic headlines, folks, about some major hardcore draconian plans coming to this continent. Now, you're either going to be aware and truthful with yourself about what's going on, or you're going to stay inside the box with your head in the hole. If you're going to end up with your head in your hole, your butt's going to be exposed to some sort of other attack. You need to think this through. People need to think this through when they laugh at this. When they laugh at the concept of foreign troops one day coming to the United States and police America when it all hits the fan. When military, men in the military will say no, will stand down because they see what their families are going through. This is why, of course, they use U.S. troops to suppress others in other countries when they can't get their own people to do it. It's a formula that is used on a global level.
Yeah, all over. It's not just in Libya. It's not just in Egypt. It's not just in Iraq and
We're calling
Afghanistan.
for greater awareness.
Exactly.
Greater awareness of the things that are taking place on our planet. You know, you don't want to be walking down the street with your cell phone, text messaging your friend, and wind up falling into some sort of a manhole. You know, in Japan, they have supposedly these padded poles. So when people are text messaging each other, they don't hit. This is the world we live in, where many people had no clue days after the Japanese earthquake that it even took place.
Yeah.
Or that the situation in Libya is taking place. People driving down the street with a Obama sticker on their car. But then again, they may know that the Libyan attack took place, and they have found a way to justify it in their own heart that's becoming hardened by the day.
They need
and tell
help.
themselves this is revolution. They need help. You know
Just like Iraq and Afghanistan, they said the same thing. Oh, the Afghani women and the Iraqi women need
They're
help.
raping them.
Well, guess
you
what?
know
We are too.
You want to talk about U.S. troops raping their own comrades? Females are more likely to be gang raped in the U.S. military than killed by enemy fire. Okay, let's talk about rape. Let's talk about women's rights.
Blackwater.
Let's talk about all the women in this country that have nothing. Again, in this competitive world where they're taught you have to compete with a man on his level, with his energy, if you want to get a job and get Federal Reserve notes and pay your friggin' rent. Is that equality? Is that freedom? You think women have moved up in this society? In the United States of America, the corporation, soon to be bankrupt? Then what happens to the women in this country that have no job when this country goes bankrupt? If you really care about women's rights and our future globally, these things have to be looked at and examined and discussed and debated at the highest levels.
Yeah, and if you look at just things that we're doing to women in our own country, they're pumping them full of all these chemical-filled things that are only breaking down the wall of your uterus and all sorts of stuff. It's not good.
You know,
I mean,
there are so many people that would like to call themselves progressives in this state. You've been doing some research, and you learned about this a little bit in school, into Oregon, our history, and how it
Very much so.
historically has been the most racist state in the nation.
yeah, it's we used to have laws, literally laws in the books that said that Chinese people and other people couldn't own businesses, couldn't even buy property in certain places. We had stuff that literally, I don't know if you know why North and Northeast Portland, why there's a concentration of African Americans in there, in that part of the city, but we literally made them go to there. We made them
After
live
the
there.
Vanport flood. First it was Vanport, and they brought them in from the south when there was a shortage of labor. They also brought some poor white workers from the south as well. But when Vanport flooded in 1945, then they were segregated in North Portland.
Yeah, it's the history of our state, and really almost every state has a lot of bad things in their history. But yeah, if you look into the history of racism in Oregon, it is not good.
Okay,
not good at
now
all.
we have some other videos we're going to play. We have about 2 more. We have some time for some phone calls at 503-288-4442. And we know there's going to be a lot of phone calls tonight because the people of Portland are aware and they've got something to say, don't they, Alex? They've got something to say, don't they?
Yeah, don't they?
Don't they? They've got lots to say, don't they? Hey, Portland, how you doing? Anything going on in there?
It's amazing. We filled up the waterfront when it was Bush in office and we were protesting the war, but now Obama's here and we're like,
Well, you don't like Obama?
Yeah.
Well, you must be some kind of racist.
Yeah.
What, you don't like Obama?
Yeah, I actually, when I was...
What'd you say about Obama? What'd you say about Obama? What?
When I was doing research...
It's the ultimate divider, folks.
Exactly.
And the man has been placed there in office to create racial tensions between African Americans and Caucasians. It's the same exact system. But if we criticize the president, all of a sudden we're now this fallacy is now fading away. There are less people that actually believe this nonsense than there used to be. So this revelation should expand past 2012 in the next election when the next puppet comes.
Yeah.
Because the Republicans got their boy ready.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure the Democrats have a couple more ready. I mean, they always have Hillary Clinton there, and they always have...
Oh, Hillary.
Yeah, they always have all their, tons of dudes. Sarah Palin, watch out. They're going to use her again. Mm-hmm. Don't vote for...
Hillary's got some interesting stuff going in her eyes. Kind of reminds you of that song, I Go Crazy. When I look in your eyes, I go crazy. To see that insanity just spiraling round and round and round. Where the merry-go-round's going to end, folks, nobody knows at this point.
Yeah, and if you look at their faces, I mean, these people age like 20 years in a year.
Oh, God, look at Leonard. That guy looks sick.
Yeah.
I don't think that was any shape-shifting going on in that video, folks. I do want to say, if you want to contribute to the show, Bill, let's bring up those graphics. We could use a couple things to help expand the message and expand the reporting and expand some of the commentary in the months to come. So there's a number of ways you can help. You can call me at 503-349-6237. I do need a good laptop and I do need a good camera so I can record things without that pixelization which you saw. Until that's fixed, we're going to see that type of quality. So we're also looking for a webmaster. I'm living about an hour outside the city, so we can use some self-sufficiency tools and other things and other resources that can help keep the message alive. I'm also looking forward to relaunching alexansary.com in sometime during May of this year. So we have that. We need to cover a couple other articles here, and then we are going to go to this next video entitled Zombie Resistance of Portland, Oregon. China supports G20 to play bigger role in global economic governance. China said Thursday, world government, it backs the group of 20 to play a bigger role in global economic governance. The foreign ministry spokeswoman Zhang Yu made the remarks when answering a question on a G20 summit to be held later this year. China supports France hosting the summit, but they're also critical of France bombing the living daylights out of people in Libya. In truth, China does not give a damn, does not give a rat's ass about these people in Libya. Otherwise, they will not be supporting dictatorships in Sudan and throughout Africa. So again, it's this constant good cop, bad cop scenario that is being played out.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next phone call, and then we will promptly go to the next video. What were we going to say?
I was just going to say, yeah, and if you look at their own country, they have concentration camps right now that hold 120,000 plus people, and they're
got people
harvesting,
underground.
harvesting organs of Falun Gong
certain parts of Beijing, they don't want the rich to see the poor, so they put them in certain towns where they have cages. You can look it up.
Belgium's doing the same thing, even the segregation in the schools. Literally, the poor part of Belgium.
But China's good. They're not Bush. It's fine. It's fine. All right, hello, caller.
Yeah, this is Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk a little bit about the where the conspiracies all come from.
No problem. You got about a minute and a half till we go to the next video. Fire away.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm thinking that the Pentagon and Obama and MAGIC are not the absolute core of where the conspiracy originates. I think it originates with Satan. Then I think it goes to Apollyon. I think Satan inhabits some of the elements of the fabric of space that connects to Apollyon inside the planet.
Right.
And then whatever Satan can get into the head of Apollyon, then he tries to get Satan tries to get into the head of Apollyon's ETs,
Mm-hmm.
and then those ETs try to get inside the head of the people in MAGIC.
Well, there is a book I'd like to recommend. It's by Tom Horn. It's called Apollyon Rising 2012, and it's got a lot of very well-researched material in that book.
I think one more comment. I'll just skip to the next matter. I think that Mabus is, well, I know that he is Magog